Hi friend, Nancy here, your menopause coaching specialist. As we get into the month of July, I really want to dive into some of the hot topics around menopause and just, meeting those challenges head on. And I think one of the biggest things that women in that sort of menopause stage of your life and even post-menopause face is hot flushes. Up to 85% of women experience hot flushes. It's crazy. So, what is a hot flush? Well, a hot flush is a feeling of heat rising, generally through the upper body, in the face, the neck, and the chest. And it can be accompanied by all kinds of things: chills, sweats, anxiety, feeling faint, even heart palpitations. Now I'm calling them hot flushes. Sometimes you hear the word hot flash. I'm just going to use them interchangeably today, but for me, it's more of a flush because it's not like you feel the heat and it goes away. It's really kind of rises often in your body and moves through. So it's not like an instantaneous thing. So that's sort of the difference between sort of the terminology. But it has to do with how the nervous system regulates the flow of blood and the temperature through the blood vessels and the dilation of your blood vessels. So, two of the sort of common proposed mechanisms for why we get these things in the first place is one, just a sort of an increased sensitivity to changes in our core temperature. And our body's really triggering a response to try and get rid of the heat. And maybe it's kind of misreading how much heat there actually is, or overshooting the mark on how to get rid of it, right? Another one is that it's sort of a stress response that increases the norepinephrine in our bodies. So either way, what I hear is, I just can't think. I'm exhausted. I slept I woke up 6 times last night. I was, bathed in a sweat. And I just never know when this thing is coming. And it's embarrassing. I'm all flustered and red whenever I'm trying to talk to someone. I never know when it's going to happen. And most common is, my life is just one big hot mess right now, literally. And of course, everybody feels these hot flashes differently. But it doesn't really matter because anybody having this burst of heat coming up can really disrupt your daily life and your sleep. And so I think it's important. We're actually going to spend a few weeks on this because I think it's really important to get multiple strategies and see what is going to work for you. But the strategy that I want to focus on today is emotional freedom techniques, EFT tapping for hot flashes. So we're going to actually work through a demo. We're going to work through some tapping together. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nancy Brooker. I'm the Living in Yes coach for women who are facing the challenges of peri and post-menopause. So many changes happening in our lives. But at this time, we all deserve to really feel empowered when it comes to our bodies, our relationships, looking forward to what's going on in our life, our goals, our aspirations, and to really love who we're becoming in this time in our life. It's an amazing time of transformation. So I help you to really tap into your inner strength, let go of your self-judgment, and trust yourself so that you can navigate this time in your life with confidence and grace and really feel good in your body and love who you're becoming and find joy in your unique journey of possibilities. So, tapping for hot flushes. We are actually going to do some tapping today. Hopefully, you've seen some of the videos, but if not, just follow along with me. Tap where I tap, say what I say. Now, everybody's different. So, tapping, of course, 100% is best done when it's using your words, your experiences, what you're noticing in your body and your sort of disposition, feeling, that sort of thing. Now, I can't do that with you right now because I'm not with you. So I'm going to do a little bit of a script with you. And this will be sort of tapping more for the hot flush, in the moment when it comes up. There are ways to tap on different, during the night or during the day or on different emotions. We'll talk a little bit about that after. But what I love about it is that it works really well to bring the heat down. And, when you're tapping on sort of some of the underlying things that are happening as well, it can actually reduce the frequency and the intensity of your hot flashes. So it's quite amazing to try. And it's available at your fingertips. It's right there. So, at a time in our lives when so many things are out of our control, it's so amazing to have something that we can do for ourselves. And those are the types of things that I want to share with you over the next few weeks, things that you can do for yourself. So today, so I think I've said whatever, you can write down whatever you're feeling. If you're, want to write down what your experience is of a hot flash, write it down. If you're experiencing one right now, even better, make a note of what you're feeling and sort of the intensity of what you're noticing of the sensations in your body. We're going to deal a lot with sensations today. So just take a comfortable breath and start tapping on the side of your hand. And we're going to say, even though I feel this hot flush starting, and you're going to repeat. Okay, so for me, it starts at the back of my shoulders and the back of my neck, and it moves around to the front. For you, that might be a different experience. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I can feel it coming on right now, and I know it's going to take over. And I don't really know what to do. I can just choose to breathe anyways. Even though this hot flush is moving through my chest, it's rising up my throat, and I can feel it at the back of my neck. And it's really uncomfortable. I choose to remain calm and centered. And that's it. Now we're going to tap on the inside of the eyebrow. And we're going to say, the heat is rising from my chest. And at the side of the eye, I can especially feel it in the back of my neck. And what feels so good is that my fingers are actually cold. So it feels good on my face. Under the eye, this heat is unbearable. And under the nose, it's overwhelming me. And at the chin, I just want to cool down and feel comfortable. Is that so much to ask? And at the collarbone, I have no control over when this comes and when it goes. And at the side of the arm, I just want relief from this hot flash. So we're just sort of at the brow line here. And then at the top of the head, I can choose to feel calm and breathe. Right, now we're going to go back to the inside of the eyebrow. It feels like my body is betraying me. And at the outside of the eye, I realize it's just trying to do its job. Under the eye, it's trying to stabilize my temperature. And under the nose. But I think it's a little bit confused these days with all these hormonal changes. And at the chin, I think it might be overreacting a little bit, trying to get me back into balance. And at the collarbone, I know that my body knows what to do to get rid of this heat. And then at the side of the arm, I can choose to let go of this heat. And just take a breath. Back to the top of the head. It's just overshooting the mark a little bit. All right, back to the eyebrow. I can allow myself to feel a cool summer breeze on my face. The side of the eye, or maybe I can feel the coolness of a fan, or the sensation of jumping into a cool pool. And under the eye, I can allow that sensation to carry away some of this heat. And under the nose, I can be kind and gentle with myself. and at the chin, just like I would be with somebody else. Right? We're often harder on ourselves than we are on others. And at the collarbone, I can allow my body to do its job. And at the side of the arm, I can support my body to help it do its job in other ways. And then at the top of the head, I can keep tapping. And then just take a breath. Now that was 3 very short rounds of tapping. Feel free to rewind. I think I started at about 5 minutes. Do that again. Now, again, tapping works best when you're noticing what's going on in your body and using your words, but you can still get some relief even when you're tapping along with something like this. So we'll talk over the next few weeks. We kind of mentioned at the end of that tapping that we can do other things to help our body to do its job. So we'll talk about what some of those other things are over the next few weeks. Sometimes there are so many more layers underneath the hot flashes. There are things to consider, like how you feel about the hot flash, how you feel about the lack of control, how you feel in public when you get one of these crazy hot flashes, how it's affecting your relationships with your family or with your intimate partner, how it's affecting you at work. That can be a really big one. I find that I work with that women ask me to work with them on. And how it affects you at play too. I mean, even exercising or out, if you wanted to go out and play tennis or something and you get this, crazy hot flash, your feelings around that and how you feel about your ability to have some control in your life, to have your nutrition be a little bit more on point. I could go on, but this is what a menopause coach can help you with. So until next time, I think if Menopause had a theme song, it would be Hot Stuff by Donna Summer, right? So, life shifts and so can you. Menopause is a groove, not a grind. So thanks for listening. Please grab your freebies down below. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how this tapping video helped you, and we'll talk to you again next week with some more tips and strategies. All right, thanks. Bye.